Hyvää huomenta kaikille ja tervetuloa Kisakallion urheiluopistolle. Mun nimi on Hanna Kanasuo ja mä olen töissä Suomen Lentopalloliitossa seurapalvelukoordinaattorina. Meillä on tänään täällä järjestetään kansainvälinen koululentisseminaari yhteistyössä Euroopan Lentopalloliiton CEVin kanssa. Ja meillä on puhujana täällä tänään Christophe Delous. Lämpimästi tervetuloa. You are warmly welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Muutamia käytännön asioita tähän alkuun. Me pidetään tässä aamupäivällä 10 minuutin tauko, jonka aikana voitte käydä vaikka vähän happihyppelyllä ja hengittää hetken ilman maskeja. Ja kun lopetamme tämän käytännön osion kello 11, niin suoritamme yhteisvalokuvauksen, johon toivon myös, että siellä striimausluokissa olevat opiskelijat tulevat. Eli se on tuossa opiston pääoven edessä joulukuusen juurella otetaan yhteiskuva ennen kuin mennään ruokailemaan. Muistutan myös koronaohjeista, eli Kisakallio toivoo, että kasvomaskeja käytetään aina kun ollaan sisätiloissa, pois lukien kun syödään. Silloin saa ottaa maskin pois. Ja kädet tulisi pestä ennen ruokailua ja aina vessassa käyntien jälkeen ja aina kun se on tarpeellista. Meillä on täällä käytössä 2 tuollaista kansainvälistä hashtagia, eli erittäin toivottavaa, jos teette sosiaaliseen mediaan päivityksiä, niin käyttäkää noita 2 hashtagia, European Volleyball ja CEV School Project. Ne tulevat myös tuohon striimiin näkyville, niin näette sitten siellä luokissa niitä myös käyttää. Ja laitan nyt kiertämään tänne tämmöisen osallistujalistan, johon olen kerännyt teidän nimet. Ne sukunimen mukaisessa aakkosjärjestyksessä myös siellä luokissa lähtee kiertämään nämä osallistujalistat, niin laittakaa sinne omat allekirjoituksenne. Ja jos nimeänne ei löydy listalta, niin kirjoittakaa sinne loppuun sitten kaikki kysytyt tiedot. Onko täällä luokassa tässä vaiheessa jollakulla jotain kysyttävää? Ellei, niin I warmly welcome Vuk Karanovic from CEV to welcome you all, and then we give this. Yeah, but you can start.
You can
Okay.
start.
Welcome.
Thanks a lot, Hanna. And my name is Vuk Karanovic. I'm the head of development department at the European Volleyball Confederation. I would assume what Hanna mentioned now. I was long ago playing in Finland, so I have a vague memory of the language a little bit, but this workshop is part of a wider initiative that CEV is hosting in 26 different countries. Gladly, the Finnish Volleyball Federation has joined us and is willing to implement this program now in Finland with your help. What you're going to gain as knowledge today and what will be disseminated with you as educational materials. Hopefully you will find it useful and you will be willing to share that when you go back to your clubs and your schools in order to make the volleyball game a little bit more interesting for the entry level. When the kids are getting in contact with the sport for the first time, that they will have pleasant experience, nice feeling, positive memories that they can take back home with them and eventually consider playing volleyball afterwards in one of your local clubs where you're coming from. But to don't take too much of the time, you didn't came here today to listen to me. We have our expert from Belgium, Christophe Delous, who is working with this program for many years now, more than 10 years. The results from the program that he is implementing back home, it's clearly giving positive feedback because from, if I'm not mistaken now, from 14 national team players of the Belgium national team men, 12 has went through the program. So you can see a clear results if you put the effort, how you can implement it step by step, that at the end you will see a clear goal that it can be achieved. Even though the game is so modified that maybe you will not even reconsider that that's volleyball how it looks like on TV when you're watching it 6 against 6, but the methodics behind will definitely take you there. So, Christophe, the floor is all yours.
But I also
You
have
already
some
have one.
mics.
So Hanna will take care of all this.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot, Hannah. Thanks a lot, Vuk. Good morning to you all. My name is Christoph. I'm 47, but mentally I'm still 8 years old. So this is my point of view of start to volley, be creative with exercises. So like Vuk was telling you, it's not about the classical way of playing volleyball 6 versus 6. It's about having fun, because at home I have a son and he's a sports shopper. As a sports shopper, he had, I think, 7 different sports. He did swimming, he did volleyball, he did table tennis, and we want the children to play volleyball. So we need to find something, some exercises, some ideas that they like the game, that they enjoy the game. So this is the idea for today. I will give 2 theoretical sessions. The first session will be creative with exercises, but don't be afraid, I will show you a lot of videos. So it's not all about text and the ideas and my point of view, of the point of view of Belgium. I want to show you the real thing. All the videos are available, so you may have everything. That's not a problem. You will see one of my main goals is sharing is caring. If you find it interesting, please feel free to use it. So this is the idea. But be creative with exercises. I will with a little video with some impressions from the national workshop in Macedonia. So it was, I think, in March that we went over there, and there were approximately 65, 70 coaches. These are my children, the Macedonian children. I have only 2 children at home. And this is the idea. You will see working with different materials. In Northern Ireland, they already call me the balloon boy. Why? Because I often use balloons. We work with hoops, we work alone, we work in pairs. So the first thing, I want them to smile. I want to put a smile on their faces. Second of all, I want them to move a lot. Yeah, it's not all about standing there and, okay, now I have to wait. No, now it's up to me. Now I have to wait again. No, I want children, they need to sweat a lot. And then the last thing, I want them to learn. So this is the idea, and as an overview, okay, we are suffering again for the 4th, 5th or 6th time, again, unfortunately, the COVID situation. The numbers are getting worse again, but during the first lockdown, we had some creativity. We organized some things. How can you practice at home? I will show you some examples. Then the starting point. But the starting point, I already mentioned it. The starting point is having fun, move a lot, yeah, and learn a lot. I want to show you some theoretical, but a lot of practical ideas. So for me, I can't wait to show you a lot. So let's go. So creativity in times of COVID. The problem was also in Belgium, the consequences of COVID. We had no more training, no more competition. Now we have, at this moment, it's possible to practice, it's possible to compete, but without any spectators. There were also problems with the regular volleyball training courses. In Belgium, I'm responsible for the training courses at all levels. In Belgium, it means Belgium is very difficult. So the Flemish part of Belgium, we also have a French-speaking part and a German-speaking part. So what did we do in Belgium? First of all, we started with online volleyball training courses. And CEV organized a lot of webinars for the school project. We also created a lot of webinars. In Belgium, the distance between the players or between 2 persons was always 1.5 meters. So how can you keep your distance while playing volleyball? Is this impossible? No. The idea is be creative. So this is a starting point. The fun, the move, and the learn. So you will see children having fun, they are laughing. They will move. I will show you a lot of movement. And they will learn, because creativity is all about how can I create certain exercises, and starting very simple and make it step by step more complex, so they will learn something. We will create some situation. So I did welcome you, but I also need to welcome the people in the other classrooms. So welcome. So starting point is we train the children in the skills they need to play volleyball. The most important goals, fun. They need to enjoy the game. They need to laugh. They need to have fun while they are playing 1 versus 1, for example, or while they are trying to do their best. We need dynamic exercise. You will see, for me, it's impossible to stand over here and look into the camera. I always want to move. Also for the practical session, I will move a lot. So my steps are counting. I need 10,000 steps today. And then we need to learn some new skills. But some new skills starting from, okay, it's not all about 6-6. Maybe we need to start by catching and throwing a ball, with or without the bounce. And then we have the different levels to set the goals. If we set a goal that's not realistic, the children, they won't enjoy the game. So the idea is, how can I create enough variation to achieve my goals? In the past, I had some coaches, and when I'm a former player, and after 3 months, it was always the same exercise over and over again, and I get bored. And sometimes I can give the training session because I know the exercise. They were always the same. The idea is, how can we create enough variation? So coaches often ask me, I don't want to give the same exercise over and over again. Please help me. So we will try to help you. During the presentation, you will see some text and videos. And the videos are real life. I don't want to show the best of the best. I want to show realistic videos. So sometimes you will see a child standing there, I don't want to do this, or some of the children, and you will see some chaotic exercises. I call this organized chaos. But I want to show you the real thing, not the best of the best with all the players of national team. That's not realistic. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask them. So let's go. And I always show this slide. Why? Because, okay, the coach, this is theoretical and this is practical. I didn't find a picture of a little boy. When I started playing volleyball in 1982, yes, I'm old, I had this height. So this was for me, oh boy. When there's a picture with men's volley, it would be me. So, to give you some introduction, this is a movie of the school project in Ireland. And what is the idea? We went to a school and we gave a PI a lesson. You will see they are playing 1-with-1. You will see the material always is very simple. You can take something, okay, and let's go. And you see they are permanent focused. So they don't have time to look around, no. In this idea, in these exercises, you will see you have to work together. You need to communicate. For me, it's also a good workout, you see. So work alone, work in pairs. So this was the first trip that was to a school. Second one was a session for coaches and teachers. And it was first a theoretical session and then the practical session. And when I gave the first exercise, they were telling me, oh, that stupid guy from Belgium, I need to play with the balloon. But after 10 minutes and different exercises, they were moving and they were having fun. The oldest guy was 70 years old and he was having fun. So this is very intensive. And you can do it with general movement. You can do it with the different techniques. Here's the guy, 70 years old. Yes, I'm having fun. I need to do. I don't have time to wait. Sometimes they were thinking, oh, are we playing volleyball or is this playing in a circus? But it's all about control. So the general idea is how can we control the ball? How can we do it in a different way? And then the next step, getting the technical and tactical skills, will be easier. This was the last day, and I was there with Francois, and it was a school tournament with 100 children. And they asked me, can you give the warming up? So the warming up for 100 children. So we worked in pairs. We only used a ball, one ball per pair. And you see they're running around, organized chaos, having fun, doing things. So it's not impossible to give a warming up for 100 children. You will see the assistant coaches. Okay, I will try it. It's always better to try it by yourself. And at the end, you will see when you give exercise they like, this, yes, I succeeded. This is for me very important. It's very important that they like, that they love the game. So afterwards, we will send all the videos, we will send the slides. You may have everything, no problem. Okay, so a training session in Belgium. It's not a classical way of playing volleyball. When I started, it was running laps, talking a lot, stretching, some speed ladders, some playing 1-1, okay, some game playing 6 versus 6, but I was getting bored. So in Belgium, we have 3 parts. The first part is the general part, and the general part is, okay, we want them to move, but not only volleyball related movement, we want the general movement. We want children to run, to jump, to act on coordination. So maybe when we give this exercise, as somebody is watching us, they will say, is this volleyball? No, we can also use this in the PI lessons. We can also use this during the football game or the basketball game. But we need the general movement to make sure that the second and the third part, that it's easier for the children. And I will show you some examples. So the first part is the general part, the general movement for everybody. You need to move a lot. Second part, the different techniques. The second presentation after the break will be having fun with techniques and tactics, the different technical and tactical skills on entry level. And the third part will be the game part, but I won't show you the game 6 versus 6. I will show you 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, maybe 3 versus 3, etc., etc., etc. So first of all, so when we say the 3 parts, use material. Don't be afraid to use different materials. When you saw the video in the introduction, you saw the balloons, you saw the hoops, etc. So I brought everything with me. There are some points of attention. The safety first, of course. Don't leave your material lying around. And challenging, we need the wow factor. When children see certain material, they want, okay, I want to use it. You can adjust the level of difficulty by, for example, using another kind of ball. But another kind of ball is not only the regular ball, maybe the lighter ball, maybe a reaction ball, etc., etc. So catch the ball after 1 bounce. It's easy with a regular ball, but it's more difficult when we will use the reaction ball because it bounces everywhere. I will show you 2 examples of the first part, the general part, having fun with the pool noodles, with the little children in my club, and the landing mat. So first of all, try to be creative. Have a look around in your club. okay, we have this material, how can we use it? So 6 years old, hitting the coach. We start very simple. It was individual, now we work in pairs. And you will see the next exercise is the same as the previous, but with a little variation. So the basic idea always stays the same. The basic idea is work in pairs, slide the pool noodle or throw the pool noodle, and then move. So in this way, they know what they need to do instead of creating a lot of different exercises. A lot of different exercises for me is like a salad bar. Yesterday I had a very fine dinner and I took some tomatoes, I took some other vegetables, I took some meat, and I put everything on my plate and I could eat. In a training session, it's not important to do this. You need to create series of exercises. When you create series of exercises for the children, it's easy to understand. And you can create a lot of things. Creating with variations means small changes. So this is the next one with the landing mat. Keep your balance. If we will make the transfer to volleyball related, you have to put it like this and then try to catch the ball. So this is with a landing mat, and under the landing mat I had I think 30 volleyballs. So first thing, step. Next, big steps, like a giant. Next, jump and keep your balance. So this is another way of a training session. Next step, the friendly fighting. So first was, okay, keep your balance with the 4 of you, then the friendly fighting. I also have a video with the coaches performing this, but it was with a lot of bloopers, so I won't show it. So this is the friendly fighting. And then keep your balance and help each other. So keep your balance. Try to find the transfer to technical skills. And then at the end, you see these children are 7, 8, 9 years old. So when they saw this, it was, okay, I want to do this. So, creativity in times of Corona. I often receive the remark from the coaches, we don't have enough material. That's nice, but pool noodles, 30 balls, a landing mat, it's impossible for us. How can we create enough different exercises? And during the first lockdown, we created some challenges at home with CEV. Challenges at home. So I was stuck at home and I looked around. Have a look in your house. What can we use? So I used a table, a towel, a bucket. And my wife, she was a little bit angry because I also used an ironing board to create some exercises. So we created some challenges to make sure when you're stuck at home, okay, we need to practice, we need to do something. And for you, I will show you 2 examples. And you have to find out how can we use this exercise during the training session. So I know it's impossible that each child bring an ironing board, but maybe with a towel, a table, etc. So welcome in my garden in Belgium. At the left, that's my son. And then you have another actor, the most famous dog in Belgium. So my dog was curious, she wanted to play along. The idea is work in pairs. Use a bucket and a regular ball. The first idea was my son, he had to throw the ball and then I had to control it with the bucket. And this idea stays the same for the rest of the exercises. throw, play, control, 2, 3, as long as you can. Next step, and you will see the first exercise, first idea stays, and you see the little variation. And in this way, you can create a lot of exercises. But you see, we always start very simple. So is this volleyball? Yes, in a certain way. Try to control, keep you control the ball handling part, but it's not like when I was a setter in the past. Okay, you need to practice. Here is the ball, here's the ball, play. 15 minutes. No, that's not okay. I played 50 minutes, but that's not fun. So my son, he needed to do this. This was homework. So for the next step, what if you don't have a bucket? I used a pair of socks. So first step, 1A is the exercise with the ball. 1B is the same exercise with the pair of socks. Next, the A exercise, one hand. So try catching, throwing, 2 hands. This is entry level. But as I mentioned before, players of national team, a lot of the players, they did these exercises. Then you will, at a certain point, you will see exercise 4 is a combination of the ball and the pair of socks. Try to control. So you see my son disappeared. He had finished his homework, so it was not a problem. You will see the exercise for the combination. It's all about acting, reacting, action, reaction, all about do it in a different way. The idea with reaction ball that I mentioned before, I did it with children under 11, but one of the training courses was with players of national team, and I told them, okay, now you're my children, my little children. I don't have pictures, and it's not necessary, but you have to imagine that they had a lot of fun. And next, the week after that, one of the players, she contacted me. I was in Germany, she told me, on highest level, and I had to do the same exercise. So it's not all about, oh, these are exercises for the little ones. No, you can use it, level it up, make some changes, and you can use it on higher level. So this is, for example, creativity in times of Corona. When you use materials, it's not necessary to first exercise, we will use a bucket. Second exercise, we will use a table. Third exercise, we will use, for example, the hoops. No, you have to find out, is it possible to use the same material in the 3 parts of the session? And I've put one example using, for example, the tennis ball and the cones in the general part and in the technical tactical part. For the technical tactical part, I often use this, for example, in the division leagues. Also for the seniors, it's possible. You have to find out how can I make it a little bit more complex, so it's interesting for seniors, for example, or for children 16, 17, 18 years old. And then, as I mentioned before, in Northern Ireland, they call me the balloon boy because I always have balloons with me. Why? Because there's a big advantage when you start practicing. The balloons, they stay longer in the air. You have the balloons, you have the inflatable beach balls, and you have the regular balls. So when balloons stay longer in the air, you have more time to react. And you can use different colors, of course. There are some points of attention you need to anticipate because the balloons pop often. Some children are scared of balloons, but a few months ago I discovered that some of the coaches are also scared of balloons. And do not use too small balloons, because then you don't have enough time to react. And you have the idea of balloons and adults. When I'm training the children under 13, the session after the under 13, I have a session with the adults. And they often ask me, can we use the same material that you used with the under 13? Okay, we will do this. You will later in the second presentation, you will see that I used a chair for 25 minutes. But it's not only by sitting on a chair for 25 minutes, it's moving for 25 minutes. So, but the exercises are not the same. The idea is the same, but I use different exercises. So, this is for the children, I think it was in Northern Ireland. It was with children 14 years old. And you will see it's not that easy. Have a look at the different girls. There's a permanent focus. So you can think, oh, this is very easy. But for a lot of these children, it's not that easy. Try to stand up and in 5 times, try to sit down in 5 times, etc. These are some small examples. In the practical session, I will do this with the participants. Yeah? I will use 1 balloon, maybe 2 balloons, maybe 3 balloons, we will see. Next, you can also use hoops or bicycle tires. Hoops are very interesting, and I will use them today and tomorrow, because you can use them to roll, the rolling hoops. It's not that easy for young children to roll the hoops, but it's interesting to use rolling hoops. For the bicycle tires, you can use them in a row or crisscross. Watch out, also here you can find some different points of attention. Some different points of attention. The hoops, it's not that easy for young children to roll the hoops. And I discovered it's not that easy for some of the coaches to roll the hoops. Hoops are not stable, so you can fall. And when you use the bicycle tires, watch out for injuries, because you have the iron wire. The idea is riding horses. This was in a school in Northern Ireland. This is one exercise, but it was the result of a series of exercises. Yeah. So this is a combination. We started only using the balloon, then the combination of balloon and ball, then the combination of balloon, ball, and the hoops. So it's always about the basic one exercise. When you see at the end, we've created several exercises starting from the basic, making it more difficult step by step. Don't start too complex. If you need to start too complex, you need to explain a lot. It's too much. For the children, it's not that easy to understand. So it's always necessary to start very easy. This is another idea with the rolling hoops. And everybody survived, no problem. Yeah, I have a good insurance. So individual, we start individual, watch out, and then next step, jump. They have to choose, when will I jump? So 2 examples of working individual. This is the 3rd example. And you see, first it was turn the hoop. Next, turn the hoop and jump. Next, turn the hoop, run and jump. Next, we do more or less the same, but instead of working individual, we will work in pairs. We start over. Run, catch. And then next possible step is run, jump, for example. So you know volleyball is an open sport. It's not like I always have to stand over here. No, I have to go right, left, in front, in back. So you see they are moving. So you see they have fun turnarounds, do often different things, run in different directions. As an organization, it's important at entry level to use exercises where you work individual. Why? Because it's your own responsibility. When you work alone and you do your best, okay. When you don't do your best, okay. In pairs, you need to communicate. You saw the previous video at the end, it was work alone and I work in pairs. Okay, try to catch me. Now, hop, go. No, other way around. Go. Now it's up to you. Now it's up to me. You can work in groups of 3 or 4, but I don't like this. And this means when I go to the grocery store and it's a lot crowded, I have to wait to pay. And then I'm standing there and then, okay, 4 more people. Okay. Sometimes coaches do the same with exercise. A row of 4, 5, 6 people, children, and then now, okay, I will throw the ball. Catch the ball, throw it back to me. Okay, go back, wait. Now it's up to you. Hop, go back and wait. No, that's not, for me, that's not creative. For me, that's not dynamic. Dynamic is when we have, for example, 10 balls, we have 10 children start alone, work in pairs with 1 ball, work in pairs with 2 balls, and do a lot, do a lot, do a lot. So this is as an organization at entry level. You can also have a look at other sports. So be creative. When I was mentioning the general part, I told you, okay, you can use the exercise from the general part in different sports. So also in other sports, you have different interesting ideas. In other sports, you can also find some useful exercises. And you have to find out, how can I use them in my training session? Yeah? How can I use this in my own training session? As an example, for the general parts, maybe you know the idea. The idea is tic-tac-toe, but this comes from badminton. This is thinking, this is working together, this is running, but working 3 versus 3, not 6 versus 6, because when you do it 6 versus 6, you have to wait and to wait. You can play the game first against second group, and then another organization, third against fourth group. All but still useful. You can also use some older material. For example, I showed you a lot of videos from the year 21, 20, 2019, but it's not because some material is older that it's not useful. In Belgium, we have a very famous coach. He's now active in France. I think is one of the best coaches in Europe. It's Emile Rousseau. And I will show you a video from 2006. And you can use these ideas in the technical, tactical part of the training session. So you will see it's old. The children are now all adults. But you see they are working alone, using 1 ball and using the long net, because I think there were approximately 24 children in this session. And you see work alone, dribbling, play, try to catch it before the bounce. So different ideas, different videos. You can use it in the technical, tactical part. In the second presentation, I will tell you something about the different levels we have. Because if you say, when I started, okay, this is a ball, let's play volleyball. For me, it's impossible. I was 8 years old. How do I need to play it? No, we play. Catching and throwing, we didn't know that. Catching after 1 bounce, or playing after 1 bounce, or playing in 2 or 3 contacts, it was impossible. So this is very important to know the level of the children. During the lockdown, we had a problem. All the gyms were closed. We need to play outside. And it was during the summer, so if it's too hot, you can always play outside. And I want to show you 2 videos. The first video will be park volley. We go outside and we play. The second video will be an example of beach volley, the warming up with, I think, 2 boys of 15 and 16 years old. So, this is the park volley part. The park volley part, like, I think it was the 1st of May. Go outside, use a hoop, use 1 ball. For this level, it's the lighter ball. We needed to disinfect COVID restrictions, COVID measurements. And then how can we create a bend between 2 trees? How can we do something? So in this way, it was safe to practice. You see, this is a game form with 1 or more contacts, catching and throwing. And this is more for the second presentation. So this is the thing about how can we go outside and do something. It's not all about, okay, this is outside, so it's impossible to use it inside or indoor. The challenges with the table. Oh yeah, it was in his garden in Belgium. It's impossible to do it indoor. No, it's for you to be creative and to find out how can we use these exercises in your school, in your club. You need make some modifications because it's a different level. So when I give practical sessions, often some of the coaches are filming everything, and that's not a problem. But they need to know what is the idea behind it and how can I use this exercise in my own club. Maybe if I show you an exercise, you will say, oh, it's too easy for my children. Okay, think about how can I make it more difficult. Or maybe, oh, that's too difficult. How can I make it too easy? Or this is a good idea, but I don't have these materials. How can I use other materials to give approximately the same exercise? How can I do it in my own way? This is creativity. And then the last thing is, this is the idea, or you can do this indoor, no problem at all. It's more difficult in the sand. 2 boys, 16 years old, and instead of working with 1 ball, we will work with 3 balls. Yeah? No music, so this is not a problem in this way. Try to catch. Now you have 1 ball. Now you have 2 balls. Communication. Try to control it. So if you do it with 1 ball, time enough. 2 balls, I don't have time enough. 3 balls, but I don't start. So this is an example, but I started with 1 ball, then 2nd ball, then 3rd ball. I want to show you this is all about controlling. Okay, the opponents, they will serve, and then, okay, there's the ball, there's the ball, there's a ball. Oh, I have to go. No, you need to react quicker. You can make it more difficult, add some technical skills, etc., etc. So instead of 3 balls, we go for 2 balls. And you see this one on the left, it's always, okay, I don't have time. And the other one is saying, give the ball to me, I have time, here you go. And you see, in this way, you create a lot of contacts. You create a lot of contacts, and that's important. So when you want to practice your technical skills, the tactical skills or the general movement, it's important to touch the ball very often and not by all you can do is sit and wait, or now it's to me, or we can have a chat because it's 2 more minutes and then it's to me. No, this is the idea. So at the end, the idea is be creative. Yeah? Be creative when using exercises, be creative when using materials, be creative when you set some goals. I want to practice, for example, the balance. I want to practice the movement left to right. Instead of, okay, move to your left, move to your right. Try to find some ideas to do it in another way. If you use, for example, in the practical session, I will mention again the balloons, the balls, but I also have 2 little balls. How can we use them? When we go to the gym, okay, I see you have here a mat. How can we use this mat? How can we... Everything that is available as a material is useful. It's up to you to find out how can we make some modifications, how can we make it volleyball related, how can we make it fun. Yeah? So that's the idea. So this was the end of the first presentation. I don't know if you have a lot of questions, or if you don't have any questions, if you say just give me my coffee. Yeah? So I'm available for questions now, also during the break, also during the practical session. But if you have some questions, don't hesitate to ask them now. So it was clear. Okay. So one question for me. Is this completely new for you? More or less. For you it's yes, for you it's more or less. Yeah? Okay. So why it's new?
I haven't used balloons, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or many balls.
Mm-hmm. What is the age of the children you work with? Yeah, 12 to 16. 16-year-old children are almost adults, or they think they are adults. They are big children. So when I do it, you saw it with the video in Ireland. The first exercise always is they are thinking, oh boy, I want to go home a balloon, and then we do something else. In Scotland, I did a session with PI teachers, and one of them was saying, I'm having a heart attack, because it was quite intensive, working with 3 balls. But when you work with the little children, don't work with 3 balls. No. You have to know what is the situation, what is a different situation, what's possible for these children. And then at the end, when it's maybe just too difficult, then you say, okay, this is for the next step. This is for the next session, for next week, for next month, etc., etc. Okay. So this was it for the first part. Now I think we have a coffee break for 10 minutes. If you have questions, no problem. I'm available until tomorrow afternoon. Then, except if you go back with me to Belgium. Yeah. After the break, I will show you I will repeat shortly about start to volley. And then we will go to technical, tactical stuff. So the second part, I will show you something about different levels. I will show you a lot of other videos. But you will see all the videos are available. So Vuk and François, they already know it for years. I don't want to charge anything. I don't care. For me, it's important to share everything. And if you think it's useful, okay, please use it. If you think, oh boy, this Belgian guy, I will do something else, no problem at all. Okay? So this was it for the first part. Thank you.
Sitten välihuomioon, jos huomaatte täällä kuvaamme.
Okay, so before we start the second part, I mentioned that I will send you all the slides of the two presentations. But we also created a practice book in April, and I want to show it because we will send it also to you, so you have an idea. So what's the idea? The idea of the practice book is you can find all the videos on the YouTube channel. Everything is available. All the CEV challenges. We also have volley at home, because during the second lockdown, I think, we created some exercises playing in a room. Okay, you only need, for example, a badminton shuttle, a ball, something else, or a balloon again. Here we go again with the balloon. So you will find everything on the YouTube channel. But for the first 10 videos, we created something extra. So you have, first of all, this is the pool noodle video, and the pool noodle video with the YouTube link. Then you have also the written exercises, and I've added some extra. So this is the basic. Then we level up, we create some variations, and then I've added some extra exercises. So you have a series of 10 exercises using the pool noodles, for example. At the end, some tips and tricks. For example, instead of using the pool noodles, you can use Swedish benches. Maybe when you read this, you think about something else. Try to use it. Try to use different materials. Another example. So this example, using car tires instead of bicycle tires. You will see the link to the video. These are the written exercises. Basic idea, exercise 1. The extras, the if then or the when then. I will talk about it later. And then some tips and tricks. So for the first 10 videos, you can have this practice book. So you will have all the email addresses, so it's no problem. You can send everything. So for the second, this is the second presentation. And the second presentation is about having fun with techniques and tactics. In the other classrooms, if you have questions, you can write them down. And I'm, of course, also available when you have some questions during the practical session. Or maybe you have some ideas during the practical session. For me, it's always interesting to learn also from you guys. Having fun with techniques and tactics. The first two words, or the second word, is the most important. The fun part. It's not all about fun and like, okay, do whatever you want and we will have fun and it's fun, but we don't learn about it. No. 3 things, the fun, the move, and also the learn. It's a combination of these 3 things. So shortly, I will repeat about start to volley in the 3 parts of a session to make sure that's clear for everybody. And I will show you some other videos. And then the main topic of this second presentation is about the techniques and tactics, but in 1-1 and 2-2. That means the individual tactics or the team tactics is with one partner, not 6 versus 6. This I find very important. You know, I already mentioned it a couple of times. So we have the YouTube channel, we have a Facebook page, and everything is free available. So, just to be sure, start to volley, the 3 things. I won't repeat it again and again and again, but it's important to get some new and young players, and it's necessary to find ideas who are very, that's interesting for the youth coaches. If it's too difficult and it's not accessible, then the young coaches won't use these things. So it's very important that we make it easily accessible. So let's have a look with other materials. This is another way of keeping your balance. Try easy. Yeah, this is another way. Yeah, you saw this before. So it's all about different materials. The ping pong balls, 2 different colors. Bonds, catch them, first orange, then white, first white, then orange, etc., etc. So these are some small examples. The 3 parts of a session, I mentioned about the first part. I did mention a little bit about the second part, but the second part is the main topic of this second presentation. But I will also show something about the third part, the different games. So, using a rope and bicycle tires in another way. Work together. Don't go too fast. Don't go too slow. Some of them are running like this. Some of them are running like this. On one foot. Both feet. Using your hands and feet. Work together. You see different ways. It's quite intensive for these young children. First without the ball, then we add the ball to it, but the idea, they know, we stay in the same organization. And for them it's easy. Okay, we did it like this, now we add 1 ball. Ready? Okay, next, go. So it's only 10-15 seconds. If you put some new exercise and another new exercise, you need to explain it a little bit longer. So in this way, in Belgium, for these children, the practical session is about 90 minutes, and the general part is between 20-30 minutes. The second part, so the volleyball related part, is 40 minutes, and then we have the game part, approximately 20 minutes. So how to play? And I want to show you the smash volley, and the smash volley is how can we make it more attractive. In other countries they will use different names, but here it is important to use it a game 2 versus 2, and we created 4 levels, because maybe you have children, we have starters. So okay, then we can start with the basic level, the first level, or maybe the children are more experienced, so then we will use, for example, level 3 or 4. But the third contact is always the spike part. I find it very important to use 3 contacts. And you will see you have the serve part is different, and there's also an after part. Now the ball is with the other 2s. Instead of standing there, you need to do something. This is what we call in tactical way the before, during, after. What do I need to do after? First, catching and throwing. Second, catching and throwing, and then the spike part. We use the bicycle tires because the second contact we need to play it in front. So put 1 foot in the tire. You see it's a lower net. Next level, you see different things. So you have first, second, third contact. We start in a different way. The after part is in a different way. You can also use these games to play 1 versus 1, maybe 3 versus 3. But when you do it 6 versus 6, then I play, you play second contact, I play third contact, and the 4 others are standing there. Hello, we're playing with you. Yeah? So this is when you play 2 versus 2. Everybody touches the ball, always. Second level. First contact, catching and throwing. Second contact, playing. First contact, volleyball contact. second contact, catch, toss and set, and then the spike. You see the serve is different, the after part is different. So we make it more complicated, a little bit difficult. Organization, how can we play it? We use the lighter ball. And then you will see level 4 is the level with only volleyball contacts. So the 3 contacts are playing. You can use an extra contact, that's no problem. But you see, they are focused. The communication part is very, very important. Level 4, if you want to use another serve thing, no problem. But to start a game, you can use it in a different way. It's not necessary to, okay, we start with the serve, but I can't serve. No, you need to serve. No, you can do it in different ways. You can find, and then you need to be creative. Previous presentation. How can I do it? How can I start the game in different ways? The after part is important, so they are not standing there, but don't make it a big thing. So if you are the after part and then at the other side you are still playing or they are spiking, then are you too late? No, the after part is you have time. How can I fill in this time in a useful way? This is an example of the game part, but the main thing for the second presentation is all about the techniques and tactics. I will mention some possible points of attention, because techniques, today we say underhand pass like this, tomorrow maybe somebody will say we do it like that. So for me the main thing at entry level is the big hands. So for the overhead pass, for the overhead serve, for the spike part and the long arms. To control the ball, for the underhand, for the defense, etc., etc. So at entry level, these are for me the most important things. So why am I only telling of most of the time, telling about 1-1 and 2-2? That's because, and I mentioned it before, I want to create a lot of contacts. Did you have a training session? Yes, but you're not sweating. Yeah, but I had to wait. No, you need to practice. You saw in the game part, but also in the other with the rope and the bicycle tires, there's a permanent focus. They don't have time to do something else. You can work alone with a partner. And most important thing, there is a big difference between the biological age and the level the children have. For example, when I go to a club and can you give your opinion about our training sessions, I often say, okay, they have the under 13. Why are they playing 4 versus 4 during the training session? Well, because they're playing that in competition. I don't care. There's a big difference between competition and training session. In training session, you need to find exercises on the level the children have. When I started as a little boy in my club, so I was 8 years old and I started playing competition when I was 11, but this was my height. This was my height, okay? So, and I needed to play against boys from 16 years old. So I was always standing like that. And the exercise 6 versus 6, it was impossible for me because my level at that moment was maybe 3 versus 3. So why do we need to play 6 versus 6 if it's not that level? If you do it, for example, in a school and you play 6 versus 6, you know, children, they don't do anything. They are sitting there, hey, hey, hey. When you play 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2, it's a different situation. So very important, the biological age isn't always the same as the level the children have. And maybe overhead pass, the children are on a higher level than, for example, when they need to serve. That's very important to know. these are the different levels. It's text, so I will say we start with catching and throwing. This is the first level, and then the highest level, 1 versus 1, is play the ball in 1, 2, or 3 contacts. So for us, it's easy to know. In Belgium, we call it 1A, B, C, D, E. Okay, this child, can you help me with this exercise? Oh, no problem. What is the level? 1C. So I know, okay, 1C, I need to do it like this, like this, like this. One example of 1A, here we go with the stupid Belgian coach and his chair. Yeah. So I asked them, what will we do? This is a chair. Ah, okay. Will we use a chair? Yes, for 25 minutes. So, and the first thing was, what did they do? First, they were sitting on the chair. So, no, we won't sit, we will run, and we will do it like this. So these are children 17, 80 years old, not high level, but I don't care. They are highly motivated. They are making very good progress. So I like them a lot. I don't care about the level anymore. For me is do your best, try to communicate, and then we will see. So here we go with the chair. All the chairs survived. Come on, chair. So this is level playing in 1, 2, or 3 contacts. So this is another thing of warming up. And then at the back, oh, you're filming it. No. Okay, so I don't care about GDPR. So you will see the focus. They are moving. Volleyball is an open sport. You have to go in front, left, right, in back. Yeah, you need to find the girl in pink. You will see in a few seconds. She is moving a lot. You will also see a little bit organized chaos, but I don't care. I find it very interesting. Watch. She goes. Go. So instead of try to dive, try to catch, we create situations, and they are doing it without thinking about what do I need to do. Take the chair. Switch. So it was 25 minutes. I think it was approximately a series of 12 exercises. So you see, hop, go back. So in volleyball, it's not all about 1, 2, 3. It's the ball goes that way, the ball goes that way, etc. And you hear them. They are communicating. Yeah, let's go. They are cheering. They are motivating each other. So if I had balls, we have the chairs, but now it's impossible, I think. Maybe we will do it in the gym. We will see. So, but this is an idea of 1 versus 1. So 1 versus 1, you can use it also for the senior teams, also for 16, 17 these children are 17 years old, 17, 80 years old. I mentioned Émile Rousseau, and when I gave the training session course for the players of national team, they were telling me, oh, we had Émile Rousseau, we needed to do that 20 hours a week for 5 years. Yes, because he finds this very important to play 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2. Team play, maybe 10%. Yeah. So, but it depends, of course. At a certain point, team play becomes more and more important. I know that. So, this was one. Then you have the 4 different levels, 2 versus 2, but I mentioned it by showing you the smash volley part. So this was an example of the game part. I already mentioned the smash volley part. So having fun with the different techniques, and we are still talking about the serve, but serve, catching, throwing the ball is for me also serving, at entry level. The underhand pass, overhead spike, dig, block. The dig part, the girl in pink, without thinking about, oh, how do I need to dig the ball? She was doing it. So we created some situations, some exercise, and she was forced to play. She was forced to dig. So, some key points, possible key points. because the different coaches have a different point of view. They want to know, stand with feet in straight position. Some of the coaches in the past, they were saying like this, others were saying like that. With the hands and the arms, is it now like this? Is it like this? There are different ways. Yeah. Sometimes there's a coach waking up, now we will do it like this. And another coach said, no. The idea is do it in a similar, regular way, and it's no problem. Pulling through on the arm swing, but this is, I want to show, this was the idea of the service. Yeah. So do it like this with service, sorry. With service, is it like this? Is it one step? Is it 2 steps? Is it what do you need to do, etc., etc. But instead of saying, no, we go to the back line and everybody serve. And again, we use buckets and indiakas. So, buckets and indiakas, when they see me with buckets, they're thinking, oh, are you a volleyball coach or something else? But voilà, this is the idea. Work alone, try to do it. How do I need to catch it? How do I need to throw it? How do I need to serve? Start alone. These children have between 6 months and 1.5 years experience in volleyball. When I have the bucket in one hand and the indiaka in another hand, it's impossible to throw it like this. So they are forced to do it in a way they are serving. That's the idea. And then the next step will be work again in pairs. So high, low. Some of them are left-handed, the other are right-handed. This was very important. Stop. You saw it. This girl. Oh, shake it, baby. Yeah. Defense is for me, shake it, baby, by the way. Okay. Look. Yes. Success. Yeah. 8 years old. Yeah. So this is the idea by using different things. This is working in pairs. We use the long net. And then it's for me to make some modifications. When we serve, we don't do it like this. You have to stand, put your feet, etc. You see, I mentioned before, I'm also a little child, so I like to practice with them. And it's important they found, okay, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to practice in this way. So, underhand pass. So I switch them. So now it's up to standing like this, etc. Some points of attention, possible key points. So when I teach them techniques, I don't mention all this. I create situations and I find out, okay, keep your balance. This. Okay, now for the unhand pass, keep your balance on the landing mat. What was it? Okay, this. They understand it better than when you say stand with feet slightly wider than shoulder width. Yeah, they don't care. Yeah. So this is the idea. Find some things, find some interesting things, create something. This is another club I work in Brussels. We use the benches. And you see some of them are running like this, some of them are running like that. Yeah? So it's all about the general movement. We create this and then control the ball. These are foam balls, another kind of balls. It's easier. When you do this with a regular ball, it's impossible to do. For me, this is the long arm. And then the only thing I will mention here, when we do it in another way, I want a long arm. When we do like this, I tell them, excuse me, I'm the old man, not you. Yeah? So I may do it like this, you have to do it like this. Go, 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 hop, go, go, go. You see, 20 children. So when you have a lot of children, okay, sometimes they have to wait a little bit because I had 4 benches. But some of them, some of the coaches, they will say, okay, we will use 1 or 2 benches. And then it's a queue of 10 people. Now it's a little, sit down, move forward. So you see this exercise is more difficult than the previous exercise. That's the general idea. Keep your balance, not like this, but sit down and more like this. So, underhand pass, overhead pass, for me, the contact with the ball, the big hands, yeah, look through the window. That is the most important thing. That's the only thing for the little ones under 9 and 11 I care. Maybe to mention, in competition in Belgium, we have, for the 2 versus 2, we have different levels. And the different levels are, the lowest level is 2 contacts catching and throwing. The next level is 1 contact catching and throwing. And then the highest level is 2 versus 2 without catching and throwing. That's why, for me, this is important, contact with the ball, the big hands, yeah, and looking through the window. So if I catch the ball like this, it's not like I catch it and I will throw it like this. No. If I catch it like this, I will throw the ball like this. If I catch the ball like this, I have to throw it like this. Yeah. So this is not a technical skill. Yeah? So the window, and okay, let's use inflatable beach balls. I mentioned it during the first presentation. During the first presentation, it was balloon, inflatable beach ball, regular ball. Try to touch it. Not that easy. I can do it the same. Try to throw the inflatable beach ball and hit it with the ball. Okay, let's do it the other way around. It's easier to grab the inflatable beach ball. It's easier to grab the foam ball. And then you will make some modifications. You will say them, okay, try to do it like this, but not do it like this, this. No. 1 or 2 points of attention for the children. The spike, I mentioned it, the smash volley. You can spike with a lot of materials. 2, 3, or 4 steps movement. I always start with the 2-step movement. Others, they will say, no, do it with the 3-step movement. Others say the 4, etc., etc. That's up to you. Make the correct structure. That means if you do it, if you have a club with 5 teams, in the first team, do it like this. Second team, do it like that. And another way, no, do it in a similar way. The arm swing. And then the big hand, hard contacts. I always help them by saying, the ball is my head. Hit it hard. And then in some way, it always, yeah, they succeed to do it. That's why I always have headache, I think. So, only using spike ball is controlling with your hand. Yeah, this is the first thing. If you, okay, the ball is over there, spike, oh no, I don't succeed. Controlling. Underhand pass is controlling with the arm. Spike part is controlling with your hand. Try to control it, etc., etc. Sometimes you see it's real life. At this point, they were saying, oh, there is a guy with this video camera. Do you need some more videos? Yes, okay, we will do it. So it's all about control. So, and now I'm mentioning, instead of playing like a ballerina, try to ground. The grounding is important. So, the digging. And I have a quote from John Kessel, a very famous American coach. The volleyball rules are simple, except in Belgium. To give one example, you have the French-speaking part or the Flemish-speaking part, and at a certain point for the youth competition under 15 with the girls, in the Flemish-speaking part, we decided, instead of a net height of 2 meters 10, we decided to use a net height of 2.14 meters. Why? Under 11, 210, under 13, 210, then under 15, 210, and then all of a sudden under 17, 218. So we said under 15, 214. The Flemish competition, okay. Belgian competition, Belgian championship, the French-speaking part. Oh, you are playing with a net height 214. We are playing the net height 210. What was the Belgian solution? In the middle, 212. Yeah, this is the Belgian solution, Belgian championship. Next problem, playing 3 versus 3, under 11. In Belgium, French-speaking part, the lighter ball, Flemish-speaking part, the regular ball. That's a problem. You can say we will use half a ball. That's impossible. So to be sure, Belgium is a very complicated country. So volleyball rules are simple, except in Belgium. If it's on the floor, pick it up and get it into the air. If it's in the air, keep it on the floor. So try to keep the ball off the floor. Remember the girl in pink? So some key points, etc., etc. The diving part with the little ones. The idea is don't be afraid to fall. And if you fall, I always tell them keep smiling. Yeah? So they are doing some exercise with the ball, but that's not the most important. The most important thing is try to dig, and then some other exercises to make it to create enough variation. So for me, digging, defending, be a keeper. Sometimes it depends. Don't be Courtois or don't be Mignolet, or I don't know any Finnish goalkeepers, so I'm sorry. And then you have the blocking part, and the blocking part, is it possible? Yeah, try to, for example, the big hands, bring the hands over the net, but it's not that easy. Sometimes you can, when I spike, you can defend it, or you can block the, for example, the inflatable beach ball. I have a short video, but it was for the children too difficult because the landing mat was too high. But I want to show you the idea. Yeah, so she succeeded, but she cheated a little bit, of course. So, tactics. It's not all about the techniques. And you have the when then and the before, during, after. When then means we have more possibilities. When we, I will give a very short demonstration. Sorry for the camera. So, which is the best position? This one. It is okay? You can remove this. Okay. So, if I say this is white, this is blue. If I say white, you have to catch the white one. Okay? If I say blue, you have to catch the blue one. Don't be afraid. It's an easy exercise. Yeah? Okay? If I say white, you catch the white one. If I say blue, you catch the blue one. Okay. Blue. Aha. Aha. This is the one then. Okay. So, blue. Okay, perfect. Okay. So this is an easy thing. White, blue. If I say, can do it like this, and I say white. Okay. So this is the idea. Okay. These are for you. Thank you. Okay. So an easy to understand. Easy. So the first thing would be, okay, I will do it. You will get them back, no problem. So first thing I will say, after one bounce, you catch it. Okay. After one bounce, you catch it. Okay. This is the next step will be, okay, try to, after one bounce, catch. Have a look. Okay. Again. Okay, try to catch it without the bounce. So we start over. But you have to sit down, so it's not that easy. Okay, ready? Without bounce. Okay, and then you have now the last one. Well, we will say without bounce. Oh, okay, of course, it's almost noon. White. Okay, okay, next. Blue. Okay, so see of exercise. Start very simple. So I gave how many exercises? 5, 6, 7? The idea stays the same. What's the basic idea? Basic idea, try to catch it. Easy, then, when then is next step. When I do it immediately, when then, it's oh boy. First step, easy, then we add some tactical things to it. Before, during, after, very simple. For example, when I serve, a lot of children are standing there. Oh, the ball is there. No, I serve and I go to play. That's the idea. So, when then, different situations with different possibilities. Don't make it too complex. So when I give these sessions, after that, yeah, I have an idea. When I say this, you have to do that. When I say this, you have to do that. When I say this, you have to do that. When you have this, okay, and then I say, okay, you try it. It's too complex. Try to do it. 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. You create a lot of exercises. So start simple and make it more complicated, but always start very simple. The KISS principle, keep it simple. So this is children with cardboard. This is, if you do it like this, you will see underhand pass. Yeah, imagine. A little story about the cardboards. A few years ago we had the championship in Belgium, and normally the idea was to order 10,000 cardboards. Except one of my colleagues, I don't think he worked there anymore. We had 5 colors, and instead of 10,000 cardboards, he ordered 10,000 cardboards for each color. So we have still 30,000 cardboards. So for the rest of my life. So this is one idea. This is one of the series of exercise. So before it was only about the balloon, then was combination ball, balloon, and then when then. So walk around. When I say this, you need to do this. Yeah? So very, very simple. Tactics, before, during, after. Before the contact of the ball, of the balloon, of this. First, he was focused. Okay, I said this. Then, okay, I need to catch the ball. After he had contact with the first ball, but there will be a second ball. So you need to go for the second. This before, during, after. I want to show this because when I made this video, this boy, he practiced for 6 weeks. So he was new in the club, and the first 2 weeks he followed 1 training session, and then he did 2 sessions. And I want to show you, if you do it step by step, you can make some progress in a few weeks. The idea is not only working with this underhand pass, it's not only about 1 ball, it's working with 2 balls, and it will be the combination of the foam ball and the regular ball. So because the regular ball, this boy is, I think, under 15. I think he's 13 years old. So let's have a look. This is the combination. This is not, okay, I will pick this exercise, I will put it in my training session, let's go. No, this is the final of a series exercise. So to find out, again, this is what he did. Is it perfect as technical level? No. I don't care. This is after 6 weeks. So try to play with different balls to get another feeling. So this is the idea. Okay, before, during, after. Another important thing, one of the last things for this session, is sharing is caring. I mentioned it a couple of times, but I will show you what is the idea. We often post this video online, and as I mentioned before, I will send you the slides and the practice book. You can have everything for free. For me, it's very important to find out if the children like these exercises. Yeah, send the videos, if you have videos and it's possible, with the children performing this exercise. And I mentioned the YouTube channel, but I will go to Facebook. It's the only way that I can go to Facebook while I'm working. So we will see. To show you where you can find everything. But I think that's typical. We will do it like this. Facebook available, I hope so. So, and I will do it. Because the other browser isn't working. And I hope he says, no, for the first time it's okay. Yes, it's okay. Always interesting. So that's not important. This is important. And what's important is you can find it all over here. And I will go to the different videos. So, for example, this is what they gave me in Slovenia when I went to a club in Slovenia. 5, 6 years old children. Let's do something with them. Let's have fun. Oh, the little guys, the little girls, the little children. So for me, this is fun. That's why I always saying, okay, now I'm 47, but I'm still mentally young. So this is one, and you will see a lot of these exercises. For example, what did they say? And they create, some of the clubs are creating new exercises. They're saying, hey, you did this with the landing mat, we will do it like this. Make a little competition. For me, it's always interesting. This is what I like most, when they are saying, hey, we did use it, but we created something new. So this is the idea. So a lot of things. You will find everything over here. For example, the idea of we have a problem. Under 15, oh, balloon, what are you doing? No, do it in this way, make it a little bit, try to find it. How can I bounce everything? But the last thing I want to show you, I mentioned all about the idea of volley at home. So here you see all the different things about volley at home. I will show this one. So they needed a volunteer, and I have a lot of younger colleagues, but they were all afraid for the camera. So you will see, this is the old man. Yeah, it's up to me again. So this is how you can do it at home. In Ireland and Scotland, they made a Christmas edition and competition of it. And it's all, you can see, this is the video, and you have some explanation, and try to do it. When we were stuck at home, and that will be the last video I will show you. Okay, for my under 9 children, oh, we are stuck at home. And I gave them some materials, and we practice at home. So this is for the under 9, but we also have this. Voilà, this is for the older category. We had the spike parts, overhead pass, underhead pass, the ball handling, etc. So I challenge you to do this. So this is how you have a lot of things. You see, everything is available. Yes, I will show you the bloopers. Okay, no problem. So this was one of the exercises. Only keep your balance. You will see the bloopers when the coaches are standing on the landing mat. So the children are saying, "Oh no, it's up to you. No, it's up to you." And at the end, you will see one of the children disappearing because my assistant coach, she fell on top of the children of the child, but it was not a problem. But some of the children are standing and are keeping their balance. So, for example, this, she did it perfect. And then her sister even did it better. Here she is. I dare you. So the spike from the opponent, try to defend it, try to keep your balance. So, and after that you will see the two coaches. Maybe it's not necessary to see me fall, but this is also team dynamics. Team dynamics, here he is. So for them it's fun. The boy at the right is sweating, he's sweating. So this is the idea of having fun, of doing these things. So have a look, you will see a lot of things. These are the challenges, the different challenges. You can use them, it's not a problem. So this is the main idea of everything. And I find this very, very, very important. So I think we are at the end. Again, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask them. If you think, okay, now we are hungry and we will ask it in the practical part, write everything down, no problem at all. And then we will do it in the practical part. So, questions? No? Okay. Questions in the other classrooms, but you have to wait. I'm very sorry. So I will say thank you for your attention. It was really nice having you, and I hope we can do something during the practical part. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christoph.
Oh.
Some Finnish chocolate and salmiakki,
Ah.
so you can enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy. I won't say it at home. It's all for me. It's not for my daughter. It's my daughter's birthday today, but I don't care.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't care. It's for me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So if you have questions, I'm always available. Thank you.
Ja nyt me näyttää se valokuva sinne joulukuusen juureen, joten nähdään siellä. Laittakaa lämmintä päälle ulkona.